NIL and women's sports is something that is constantly changing. You think about where we have come with NIL. I'm wanting to examine how NIL has made an impact in women's sports and telling different stories about how it's changed an athlete as well as the game. I want to take a deeper dive into NIL and how it impacts women's college athletics. What is NIL? NIL stands for Name, Image, and Likeness. The NCAA officially amended its bylaws in 2021 to allow athletes to profit from their NIL, ending a long-standing of prohibition. In what ways do you think NIL has changed the game for women's sports, as well as the financial career for female athletes, as well as male athletes? How do you think they counteract each other? Women's sports is something that is still being overpowered by a male-dominated field. This is in sponsorships. We have big sports like football. That's also very male-dominant. We're also dealing with the marketing bias that they are obviously marketing the male games due to the larger TV audiences. With this, we are seeing limited money for women's sports despite that individuals are making themselves. We also deal with over-sexualization. With this, we know it helps female athletes, but there is still a bigger problem that we need to look at as far as NIL structures, as well as needing to invest in women's sports. For example, Paige Bueckers. She was drafted number 1 in the WNBA draft. Do you think that draft was being very well publicized? Another athlete is Flage. She is a big name within women's sports. She is someone that is very family oriented, as well as someone who is always wanting to make an impact. Johnson says, sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's what you learn it's about is building relationships and connections. The next journey is Caitlin Clark. She was so impressive on and off the court, and she was getting NIL with Nike, Gatorade, and all of these other big name companies. She is having this star power. She was filling the seats and selling out arenas. She is also boosting TV ratings as a whole. She is looking at a big picture, and she is also getting those big looks into things that are happening into the NIL world. For us girls growing up, we did not have many athletes on TV. We had the occasional gymnast around the time Olympics came around. And as us, we saw that one woman on the TV, and that was about it. Now you're seeing all these college basketball players, as well as gymnasts, and many other athletes who you might not have known, and they're now being well advertised. The Cavendish twins are another prime example of women who have made an impact in NIL. They're not super big. They also have a huge social media presence, as well as being a show-off of their athletic abilities. With this, they're securing big brand partnerships. Next, we have the GOAT herself, Simone Biles. Being that NIL is something that has made a big impact in the world and women, we're a critical part of making this happen. And we have big-name athletes making an impact in NIL, whether it be in college sports or Olympic sports. Some women NIL statistics. Women's sports have 21% of NIL compensation. Some of the most influential athletes are the ones we talked about today, and many more. Less coverage we also deal with. The brand bias we also deal with. With the social media pressure of trying to look amazing and do the best you can. The future of women's NIL is bright, and we're going to bring more awareness as well as more empowerment to these athletes in the future and help build a bigger brand. The future of NIL and women's sports is something constantly changing and growing, and seeing that we have to adapt and evolve to NIL over time, but make sure it grows and be the best we can be at it.